Hey, everybody, welcome to Cocktails with Queens, a very special show. And I'm going to tell you why shortly. We have a great show set up for y'all. We have a special guest. Stick around. We have relationship expert Love McPherson, and she's going to talk to us about how we can support each other through tough times. And you know what? Without further ado, because you've been waiting, let me introduce my girls. I am here with my girl, actress, producer, director, and so much more, Miss Vivica A. Fox.
Salute. Yay. Strange.
Welcome. And my girl, actress, producer, entrepreneur, all the above business lady, Miss Lisa Ray.
Hey, happy anniversary. It's our anniversary.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, the girl whose hair and glam is just always on fire. They always talk about you in the chat. Actually, all of you, they talk about, Grammy nominated singer, fitness guru, and our girl, Miss Selena Johnson.
Yay. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited for our anniversary. It's 1 year. You guys excited?
Right?
And I am your girl, Claudia Jordan, with the swollen face. We're going to get into that in a little bit. So yes, like the lady have said, today marks our 1 year anniversary of Cocktails with Queens.
Yes. It's already been a year. It really doesn't feel like a year. And even when you think about the pandemic, has been shut up. But when you think about the pandemic and how much we've had to stay in and how much we've had to endure and how much we, been taken in, it's like it's been a whole year, a virtual year for us ladies.
Connecting every Monday.
Monday.
Our messy Mondays, as they are now called.
I like to think that we helped get a lot of people through things. And before we get into the show and talk about our highlights, before we get started, we definitely want to pay respect and send our condolences to the family and friends of hip hop legend Black Rob. He passed away this past week. We saw videos of him sick in the hospital, and he succumbed at 51 years old. So our thoughts and prayers are with the family.
My God.
You know what? I know death comes just like taxes. You know what I mean? But when it comes, you are never prepared for it at all. It's always sad. And we always say the same thing. We losing too many, but there's no way around that. But I will say that God has a good one. He has a whole lot of angels up there now that he's taken from us with the memories here on earth, and he's taken up above with him.
I saw this dope video that I posted, and it was like a symphony, kind of, the beginning of
Yes, that was cool, Claudia. Yes.
It just gave me chills, and it's just like, listen, no one's more special because they're in entertainment. Of course, I don't want people to think that we're just like fawning over someone because of what they've done, but it's very fair to say that he touched a lot of people, like the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, all those artists. It was so lit. It was just a different time. And it's fair to say for a lot of us, that was kind of like the soundtrack of like one of the most lit times of our lives.
Yeah. It was Black culture too. I mean, we still saying whoa to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. He is part of our culture now forever.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I like you said, Lisa Ray, it comes, but I'm tired. Aren't y'all tired?
Yeah.
I told you, I'm tired of Black men trying and dying.
It makes you paranoid too, because death gets so close to you. Like, how close is it gonna get? And so you almost like, is it gonna hit my family? Hit me? Someone that is gonna really just tear me down? Like, it's serious.
Yeah, especially when you have Black men in your house. You're raising Black men. You're married to a Black man. Every time my husband, like, they're gone right now, and I'm not gonna be all right until they get home. Because you just never know. He's with my Black sons, and he's a Black man driving a nice car. So somebody could pull him over just for nothing. And I have to think of that every single day.
So the way to move on, I guess, where we can just kind of make the best of things for us that are still here, is to not let a day go by with regret. You know what I'm saying? If there's something you want to do, if there's a person you feel like I need to make up with that person, I need to tell this person I love them, or I want to go on that trip. Why we always put off things. When I get the man, I'll do that. When I get this next job, I'll do that. No, how about tomorrow? How about today?
Live your life.
It's not promised.
I mean, I want a body like Selena. I want to start next week, but I mean, I should start today. But you know what I'm saying?
Start today.
I need her to help me. Can you come over today?
You know what?
Well, you know what?
I'm been like trying to get bodies like y'all since I was a kid. So I'm
you good.
Well, speaking of
all going on natural. Got it now, girl.
Speaking of time, it's today once again our 1 year anniversary of Cocktails with Queens. Yes. We have so many memories. We've all came dressed like this. I know you can't really tell, but it's kind of a pajama party.
Pajamas.
I got on this old dingy robe because I don't sleep in pajamas. I sleep shorts. Let's see the body. Let's see the body, Selena.
It's a big shirt.
Yada yada.
It's like a little okay, Selena. Yes.
No, I'm very bashful. I don't hear.
Right, and I love the little headband and then the head up. Like when this is over, you are really gonna get in bed.
This is actually how I go to bed. Like I just put on a little piece of makeup.
It's late. It'll be
late. We go to bed, so I put on a little piece of makeup, but I didn't even do lashes or anything because I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this pajama situation, and I'm gonna put on my actual pajamas and go to bed.
Okay. What you got on over there?
I have on Burberry.
Oh, well, of course.
Lace. Yeah,
I would expect nothing
and
less.
Some lace and some diamonds.
So do you sleep? Do you sleep in your diamonds, Vivica?
If I get too drunk the night before, and then you wake up like, damn, it was a good one. You know what I mean? But overall, no.
This is after she do everything to her skin, honey, because she be smelling like a spa in the shower. It's like I be waiting, like, can I get in? Like double dutch, like can I get in?
You know what? But honestly, Claudia, I'm like you. I kind of start with the robe, but by midway through the night, it's the skin I'm in.
I fall asleep with makeup on and in my jewelry sometimes, and then I wake up looking like but then I wake up looking like a hooker because I got like no top on. Some smudge makeup and a necklace. Like, where does the look?
I don't play with my skin. I don't play with makeup on my face. I'm gonna definitely take my makeup off every night. You know,
Lisa,
what I mean?
Let's see your look, Lisa. Right? What you got on?
Hey, this is my little pajamas. You know.
Yeah.
Glitter on the back.
Yes. Because sometimes they want to see you walk away too. You know what I'm saying? To
walk away is good.
This is hilarious.
Okay. And wait, Claudia, we gotta let everybody know what we're sipping on.
Right.
What is everyone?
That's why we giggling already. We 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Did everybody get it? Did everybody get it?
Everybody got it. A nice little gift from Tiffany Capri Hainsworth from her Tea Capri Tequila line. Black woman owned tequila. Boom.
Bam.
100% agave. And let me tell you, it's too good. Vivica over there, like on the tipsy side. Like
I am, girl. I'm telling you, this organic tequila.
Yes.
Like, I got my drink. Look, y'all know I normally
you got Lisa Ray. I was so jealous I couldn't get the sugar tree.
Right.
Oh, the sugar rim. We'll get that for you. I'm jealous. Damn.
Me too. You know, she always had to come and track us.
I know. You know what I mean?
So y'all getting literate. I wish I could drink, but I'm on antibiotics because of my surgery. Let me go ahead and clarify before y'all think I got something burning. I'm not burning. I just had some dental surgery, so I'm taking the amoxicillin.
If you don't quit it.
It's so ghetto. This is why I can't do Claudia. She is ghetto.
She's like, don't think none is burning. Like, what?
You listen, in this day,
1980s.
Listen, the way they come for us all the time, because they love us, really. They just don't know how to show it. I feel like, I'm just on defense. But you know what? To kick off the celebration, we like to take a look back at some of our messiest moments, our funnest moments on Monday. We like to call this show Cocktails of Queens, and it is Cocktails of Queens. So let's check this out.
Check it out.
Ladies, if you're ready, let's get it popping.
Let's get it, girl. Let's do it.
It is the Queen's Happy Hour, filled with a little messiness.
Lisa Ray drinking a real drink tonight.
Big deal.
This is my fourth one. And so I'm like, go with it. Let's talk the talk. Let's do the do.
Every Monday with the show, it just gives you a reason to dress up. And
that's true.
Put on some hair and push your boobies up and say, hey.
For me, I've noticed, like, as I get older, your levels get very low.
Your what levels?
Your levels. Like, you don't give a They get very, I'm in the negative on
I feel like I look like Michael Jackson tonight. Like my boyfriend even said, you do, babe. Remember the bad video when his hair got long?
I remember that.
It's a journey. And I'm just glad that I share this journey with y'all. Like, who would have known?
Okay, that's it. Show's over. had a lot of fun here, a lot of good times. You know,
so much fun.
Ladies, that's just the beginning. We're going to be talking about our favorite guests and all the wild conversations we've had and break down, you know, all the hottest trending topics, of course. But before we get to that, I want to ask y'all, what was some of y'all's personal favorite moments from this show?
Oh my God, I think it was so many. It's so many because you got to take the bitter with the sweet too. You know what I mean? Yes. I think whenever we make the shade room, you know, we always like, what are they saying now? You know what I mean? But, you know, good news and bad news is all news. You know what I mean? And so that means you guys are talking about us and talking about the show. And we may not always be politically correct, or let me just say me and Claudia. No, and Vivica. And Selena.
In that order.
We may not be politically correct, but we're having fun and we're trying to share moments and add light to different things. You know what I mean? Just not be so pushy and in your face all the time. Just trying to mix it up and talk about the things that's trending, add our opinions to it. And we're just queens and girlfriends that's having fun and celebrating being Black, being alive, being able to work, being able to talk and share this with you. And so I've been enjoying this last year. When I say that I did not
anticipate this, Lisa Ray.
Yeah, thanks, Tiff.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna pop my collar on that one, Claudia.
I know.
You tripping if you do not come and do the show with us on Monday. Girl, we get to, on Monday, give us something to do, have a drink. Afterwards, we could maybe meet. Right. It's just like, what else was we doing? It was COVID, like wasn't too many, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the fact that you build relationships, you get to find out what's going on in your community and in your world. And, like you said, make the shade rooms. Cause I'm gonna say for me, my epic moment for this show was Lisa Ray and DeBrat reunion. I'm gonna tell you something. And then when the girl reenacted it and played all of the different characters. Baby, let me tell you something. I said, we doing things right now. Okay.
You heard commentary that you didn't even know you had said.
Oh my God, Lisa Ray. I was like, oh, did I do that?
It was hilarious. It was really, and we're going to talk about those moments and so much more. Also, Selena, what was your a memorable moment from the show where you're like, oh my God, that one time? What
these two stood out for me the most. First of all, anytime we dress up, that's always fun. Like when we had themes, that was fun. Yeah. But I really liked, Lisa Ray's was classic. That's a classic. You Do is a classic. It's going down in the history books. Mm-hmm. And when Vivica was like, everything just went fucking live. How did everything? I still reenact that to this day. That's a classic. But Halloween, Claudia being Donald Trump is
oh my God, yes.
And on Vivica's birthday, I thought we had our best costumes on that birthday when we each did one of her
characters. Movies. Oh my God, Misbehaving.
That was
from Frankie from Set It Off, and you from Kill Bill, Vernita Green. I love that.
You having a career that we can do that though and mimic, because if you hadn't had a slew of movies, we wouldn't have been able to do a damn thing.
Right. So those two, Halloween and Vivica's birthday, our outfits was just, I love when we dress up. It's very fun, especially Claudia, because she always goes totally
all the way
to the left. She acts a fool.
Now, Lisa Ray, I'm gonna say you coming in a good second too, because you came in at one time and you were like a special effect. Like have one face, another face, and then another time she had that red, white, and blue T-shirt on. I think that was on 4th of July. And it was like,
she had the swimmer suit on. Remember, she had the
so you coming a close second.
I just came from the pool.
In the swimsuit and the floppy hat. Yes, honey.
What can I say?
Just a centerfold in the square. I just came from the pool.
It was so funny. I think it seems like the point of all this is that there's just too many good moments to say them all, which is a good sign. And I feel like we came at a time, like y'all said, during COVID, where a lot of people had nothing else to do. Things were shut down, and it was definitely something to look forward to every Monday. So we're going to take a quick break and go down memory lane a little bit more right here on Cocktails with Queens 1 year anniversary show. We'll be right back. 1-year anniversary special show of Cocktails with the Queens Messy Mondays. Lisa Ray, Vivica A. Fox, Selena Johnson, who are the queens, and your girl Claudia Jordan. We made it through a whole year. Listen, we doing a lot better than a lot of them girl groups out there because we keeping it together. Okay, so listen, ladies. Every episode, we break down. Oh, I'm gonna be shady tonight. We break down all the trending news and hot topics of the week, but sometimes the conversations we have get so wild and end up going viral and making the news. Let's check this out.
I know who I am as a woman, and I identify myself as a Black woman. And so when I was feeling attacked by my own people, it just made me feel like a little girl in school again.
That conversation was going to spark so much conversation about biracial sensitivity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal, unfortunately. But, I appreciate that Kiki was like brave enough. Like, a lot of people were contacting her to get an interview and she trusted us,
right?
To talk about it. And then we get flack. We're like, well, why didn't you ask her tougher questions? Damn it, she was here. We had to show her some respect, but at least she wanted to talk about it because that's what it's about, talking about it. You may have heard something we didn't even hear, but let her say her side. And I'm grateful that here at Cocktails with Queens that we gave her that opportunity.
People wanted us to drag her and she was already getting dragged so much on the internet. And I think we all can relate to that feeling. So maybe we're a little more soft or sensitive with her, but this isn't a place to like drag people, although it sometimes happens. We don't mean to.
Yes.
So she sent us.
And I don't think we've ever dragged anyone. It's just that our opinion, look, everybody don't like us. We don't like everybody. You can't please everyone. So there may be people out there that we don't really care for that much. And so our opinion weighs heavy on. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, well, I don't listen to her music. Or yeah, I'm not a fan of hers. Or whatever that is. And then you guys want to take it and just blow it up. But I love the conversations that we have because the conversations is just that. It's a bigger moment. It's more things to be said. It's more to add. But at least we're bringing it to you and bringing it up.
I think as Black women too, we have a responsibility at some point to be a place, where another woman can say her piece, and I think we've done that more than once. We've done that with the Married to not Married to Medicine.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Her, with the Bob.
Potomac.
It was the Housewives of Potomac.
What's her name? Shay? Shayla?
No, I think it was Monique Samuels.
Oh, got it.
Candace, and they had differences, and we allow both of them. Not allow, but we created a platform for people to just say their piece. And I think that Black women don't get enough of those platforms to say their piece without being dragged. And I'm proud of us for being that platform where you can come on our show and kind of say what you need to say and not be so judged before you even open your mouth. Now, we may have something to say like, well, girl, well, what about this? Well, what about that? But it's so much dragging and cancel culture every 15 seconds. Where can you go where you can say, well, you know what? Well, this is how it was. And I didn't mean it like that. And we don't have any platforms like that, but we do here at Cocktails with the Queen. So
absolutely,
I'm just proud of us that we know how to like get you together when it's time. But then we also have a heart. We have compassion too.
That's because we know how it is to be in that position.
Right.
And so because we know, and that, speaking to that, Selena, that's why I play devil's advocate a lot. I have always been for like the underdog. You know what I mean? Until, that other side kick in. It's like, better. You know what I mean? Let me show you, kind of thing. But I know how it is. We all know how it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, so yes, we do.
To be able to say, hey, come and talk to us about it, or let the people know, is something that we all should actually have a platform for. But the reality of it is that we don't. But at least now we do on Fox Soul's Cocktails with Queens.
Well, Kiki White, she had a great time here and she wants to send us a happy anniversary message. So let's check it out.
Congratulations, Cocktails with Queens, on your first anniversary. I love every last one of you. You're beautiful and continue on many, many more. All right.
Okay.
I love that accent. I love accents, period.
Lisa Ray, how about this? I didn't know that she had, and I partied with her one night, so that must have let you know how the night was going. But I don't recall that accent. I swear to God, I didn't. So when I don't, Lisa Ray, I swear to God, when she started talking on the show that night, I was like,
real country accent, yes.
I love it.
What?
But I love it. I mean, it was authentic. It wasn't fake. I just didn't know that it was that strong, you know?
Speaking of that strong, one of the moments that kicked off Cocktails with Queens and put us on the blog map was this conversation kicked off by our girl, Lisa Ray.
They have single-handedly, hey, I'm just going to call it ace of spades. The Kardashians have single-handedly changed the woman's body shape that's acceptable now. Now, it's a small waist, all this ass would look like the ankles can't even hold up all of that. You know what I mean?
It's a fool.
Yeah. And it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want my body to look like that. Because that's the body that everybody has now.
Everyone's the same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Everyone's shaped the same now because they're all going to the doctor getting the same exact everything.
But what is that going to look like when you're 70 though?
That part. Or even, wait a minute, for them when they get 40.
Yeah.
And it's already looking a fool.
And they're making generation after that feel like that's what they have to do to secure the bag, as they say now. So now securing the bag is they're making it in a way in which this is what you have to do to secure the bag now, because this is the way it's going.
We're all securing better Wi-Fi than back then because we was all real pixelated and struggling.
Okay. But you heard what I said, because I said what I
said. What she said.
Okay. In that couch, honey, with that.
Did y'all have any?
I was going to say, she looked like a character from a movie. You know what I mean?
Miss Jenkins, honey.
Yes. I want the gossip, but yeah.
Well, you
So
ain't
what do y'all
heard
think?
me.
Right.
So what y'all think about the response? Because after that, it was like, you know, people, it was all over all the blogs, and people like, they really started, they paid attention. They was like, wow, they knew it was
true. They knew it was true. Absolutely true. And when I say acceptable, that's what I mean. Acceptable. Like, they came out like bam, and everybody and every young girl said, oh, I want to be like them. And it happens like on the magazines. When you see the supermodel on the magazine and you're like, I want to look like her. I want to dress like her. I want that like her. You know, so they became the poster child for that. And now everybody got asses.
Well, we've been had asses. We've been had asses. They just wasn't as popular until somebody else.
Part.
You know, I mean, those kind of asses is what I mean. Those kind of asses, not them nasty asses.
It's giving geese tease. It's giving me a geese tease. It's giving a duck tease.
Can I tell you what's crazy though?
Ostrich tease.
You know, every generation gets their thing. Like, I remember, like, when I was coming up in It Girl thing, it was all about the boobs. Had to have the boobs, and you know, this had the third.
Had the boobs. Mine was booty.
No. But I'm just saying, it's like there was like certain things like Pamela Anderson of the 90s running on the beach, Baywatch, this and the third, right? And then how it then transformed in the 2020s to the ant bodies. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes I see some of these shapes. No, I'm serious. And you just kind of go.
And then some of them don't have the money for the good doctors.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's going to be something that I think in the future we're going to need to talk, because I had a friend who recently, it took her a year to get silicone removed from her body.
It's terrible.
Because earlier when she was getting it and having the hips and the ass and got the boys hooking this and the third, you know, that's one message we got to pass to these young ladies. Be careful what y'all putting in y'all bodies. Yeah. Be careful. You know what I mean? Do a little bit of research to find where does it go? Because my friend, things were starting to go down to her and she's going to get blood clots. And I'm going to leave that alone. You know what I mean?
But they don't know what they're getting because they
don't care because of vanity.
The doctors don't know. I mean, the doctors know, but the doctors are injecting them with things that the patient doesn't know.
It's sad they're trying to get the bodies of people that are photoshopped and airbrushed on television that don't even look like that in real life. And you know what, ladies? You know, this is something you can't skimp on. You can't say, oh, it's cheaper in this country or it's cheaper. This is your body. And you got all these women running around here with zero muscle tone on their thighs, got the little waist that looks ridiculous, which, well, I wish I had a little waist, but then they got these bodies, they're shaped like mythical Greek creatures. They look like centaurs with the horse body on the bottom. And all you need is a bow and arrow and be in a forest with some tendrils going down the side. You look crazy.
Here come Messy Mondays, y'all. Wow. Anniversary style.
Gonna be dragged for that. Watch.
But it's supposed to make you look better, not so ridiculous. I saw a video, I'm gonna put it in the group chat. Oh my God, it was just like, what clothes fit you, and what are you doing with this body? Besides, what are you doing with this body?
I know I'm gonna get dragged for this, but This is what I heard. Again, this is what I heard. Did y'all ever hear that when Janet Jackson did her album cover, the one with the jeans folded down and she had her ribs showing, and the guy that was having her breast on, they said that she got her ribs taken out. Yeah. And so everybody was like, ribs taken out it is, you know what I'm saying? If I can look like that, you damn right. You know what I mean? And
that's what doctor, how much it costs to get a rib taken out?
I'm trying to figure out which rib can I get taken out? The bottom ones or the ones on the side? Which ones, you know?
But it's right. Hey, y'all,
they really do it. They do it.
Ladies, can y'all admit that sometimes you see the bodies and you kind of go, so what did they take out? Because I mean, they're like, you know what I mean? And then it goes, poof, you know, right.
So the bottom ribs are the sorry, I was a biology major. Called the floating ribs. And you can survive without them. You don't need them, but you really do need your ribs to protect your lungs. You know, that you do need them, but it's not legal in America. But there are countries where you can get that bottom set, the floating ribs removed, and it will give you that super snatched waist. Now,
what about that waist trainer? Does that shit work? Because I mean, I can do that. I can sleep in that.
You know when it works after her ass and has surgery. That's when it works.
And it works if you're working out and eating right.
I hate when they, look at my waist trainer. That's why my waist is like this and my ass is like a, you know, like
because I had to do it in my competition like a month before the like maybe 6 weeks before the competition. I have to wear one size smaller as I'm training, but it's not something
that for motivation.
Huh?
Is that for motivation?
No, you wear it to actually train your waist. It's no.
What? Okay, but I'm saying, is it something that it's like you get a set period of time? It's like you need to be fitting in this comfortably to walk out on stage because you know y'all be walking out with that pose that's like.
It's uncomfortable.
that pose, Selena. Like, your hands are like this perfectly, like
it's very Barbie doll. It's very.
Listen. The waist trainer looks fine when you have clothes off. I try to do it during this lockdown, okay? The first time I took it off and went to Popeyes, I had me a lemonade or some mashed potatoes. My waist went way back to what it used to be, and it was mad at me. And I was like, God damn it,
let me tell you something. When I put the shit on, I took it off and my skin was itching. Like I was
I know.
I was messing my stomach up. I was like, oh my God, what are these scratches coming? I was like, I don't know if I was allergic to my sweat or the salt or the rubber or the whatever, but it was like, yeah, no, this ain't for me.
Well, bottom line, it don't make you lose weight. That's the bottom line. Neither does tummy tea. I'm sick of that too. People buying tummy tea and all this.
All it took was for the one girl to bust out a big celebrity. And she said, all this time you done lied about having surgery and I spent all this damn money on tummy tea.
Oh my God! They're tricking the people. It's hard work. It's eating. It's diet, and it's hard work in the gym. There's no way around it. You cannot out train bad eating. You can't skip it. You're gonna have to work out, eat right, get sleep. All of those little things. You can't.
Well, I ain't got time for that. I'm working. Shit.
Lisa Ray.
So it's workout. Get the surgery or get broken up with so you're so stressed out that you can't eat. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with therapist Love McPherson. She's going to help us out and get us through this because, we here to show love and help y'all. We'll be right back.
That breakup weight loss, though. That breakup weight loss is the
revenge body is the best, though.
I lost 17 pounds off of an F-boy one time. I'm like, I can't believe I lost. Welcome back to the special 1-year anniversary of Cocktails with Queens. So we have some special things for you, special guests on this show. We are continuing our celebration, but we acknowledge that this past year has definitely taken a toll on our community. So we've invited our friend and relationship therapist and marriage and family counselor, Love McPherson, to help us sort through our feelings, thoughts, and emotions from this past year. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Miss Love.
Love.
It's such a pleasure. It's such an honor. And congratulations for 1 year.
Oh, thank you. Love, it's been quite a year. So let's just get into it with the election, the pandemic, seeing these images that we see almost weekly now of Black people being murdered and no justice. We've got ongoing issues with the cops that I don't know when that's ever going to end. How are Black people dealing with all these issues? How can we go about our daily lives without being so affected? Because it's hard to not be affected.
You know, it's hard to not to be affected when you're seeing the images because the images are creating trauma. What they are creating is what's considered, specifically with the races, racial trauma. And what is happening is the trauma that you are experiencing is actually forming a self-concept of yourself. And what ends up happening, that self-concept comes from what you believe about yourself, what other people believe about you. And trauma is a Greek word for emotional wound. So it distorts how you see yourself. So once you begin to see yourself through the eyes of the injustice, sometimes you can tend to feel less powerful and more vulnerable. People who are traumatized do not feel safe in their bodies, and especially if your body is Black. And so what we are dealing with is emotions of feeling not safe. We are feeling with anger. We are dealing with fear. All of those emotions that are happening, and all of those are stress related, which will drop stress chemicals inside of your body, cause all kind of sickness, illness, stomach pains, all of those different things. What we have to do is we have to begin to limit what we accept and how we see ourselves. You can't digest this all day and be okay. No more than you can sit up in an abusive relationship and be okay. You have to take bite-sized pieces, stay woke, but you don't have to choke, okay? And so what you have to do is, yes, you have to make sure that you are saying, what is enough for me? Now, let me tell you something. Everybody will have a different tolerance level. What affects me is this. I specifically in high school was bused to a white school where I endured people who boycotted us. I was one of the few Blacks there, one bus, and every day I was greeted with them throwing rocks and calling me the N-words. I remember people coming out and we had to leave, our bus had to leave 15 minutes early because they wanted to riot against us. So all of those things have affected me. So I have to make sure that I am not re-traumatizing myself all the time. Now, let me tell you something. Secondhand trauma is real, but also the trauma that's already exists in your DNA is real as well. And so when you see that the cries of your great-great-grandmother are rising up, when you see that this and experience it, it still drops those chemicals into your system. You have to take power and not be pitiful in this situation. I see people feeling sometimes helpless. The sadness turns into what can I do? As you will see our sons, we will see our grandsons, we will see our husbands, we will see our brothers, and we will wonder, what is it that I can do? You have to take care of you. And see, you have to do what you have the power to do. You can't control everything else.
He loved it. And this brings me to the question, because we talk about this all the time. I'm so glad that we get to talk about this, because I was talking to you about this just this week, even with the not being able to protect my eyes and my spirit from everything that's going on without feeling guilty for not being more engaged like I should as a Black woman. So my question is, how do you toe that fine line without re-traumatizing yourself? And what are some of the physical activities or mantras that we can do and incorporate into our lives, and at the same time be able to ingest and digest properly what we're seeing and cope with it? Because, like Dante Wright, Adam Toledo, then you go around the same time this year, it was Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd trial is happening while all of this is going on. So it's like, how do you turn away from that without feeling like you need to see it? Because for so long it's like, have we not been paying attention? Have we been dismissing it? So how do we be I low key just literally don't know how to behave right now.
First of all, the fact that you turn your eyes away does not mean you have to turn your heart away. Your heart can be fully engaged in the process of justice and trying to heal. But let me tell you something. George Floyd won't be the only one who can't breathe. If you don't take care of yourself and put the mask on you first, you won't be able to breathe either. And you will be no good for anyone else. So the first thing you have to do is say, where am I? Process how you feel when you watch it. Just stop. Listen to yourself. I know what you're doing is you're redirecting your focus on somebody else and somebody else's pain, which is fine. But sometimes, guess what? That refocusing that you are doing on somebody else's pain, you've been trained to do that, because sometimes people don't grow up in houses where people are watching them. They will sit in houses and nobody is experiencing their pain. So you train and condition yourself not to pay attention to you. You go to the loudest thing ringing. I'm not saying that they are not worth paying attention to. I am saying you have to be in a healthy place to pay attention. And if it is disrupting your peace in a way where it is making you sick, where it is making you not perform well, you have to pause. Because as Black people, this thing, we all have to take little pieces that we can work with. We will not all solve just everything. You have a platform that you can work with, but this is the thing. What you want to do is pause and say, how am I feeling after just watching that episode? Learn to look at yourself. Learn to pay attention to yourself. Sit in the emotion. Am I feeling depressed? Am I feeling hopeless? Am I feeling fearful? Am I now wondering if my child, am I imagining the funeral of my husband or my boys? What am I doing? Once you decide what you are doing, you say, how do I minimize this traumatic experience? You know, well, a lot of times in the horror films, when people start keeping on going through the house, while they hear something creaking up the stairs, we be like, turn around, right? And so a lot of times we just, this creaking and we just still going. We just climbing those stairs and it's spooky. And so what you have to stop and say, okay, that was enough for me today. I got to turn this off. And I need to pray for the person. I need to process myself and never, ever watch it and don't do some self-talk.
Can I just jump in there really quick? This is what message that I need for you to say for our African-American community about this George Floyd, the trial that's going on. If we don't get the verdict that we know we should get, what is the best way that you're asking for our community to react? Of course, we want everybody to stay positive and not kill our own communities, because when we riot and rob our own communities, it does nothing. What advice could you give if we don't get the verdict that we know we should?
That's good.
I would say take the Stacey approach for Georgia. Once they put a roadblock in her, she went into a different direction. Okay, well, we're just going to take the corporations. Come up with another plan. If we can't get what we need through the courts, we're going to have to come up with another plan, a strategic plan. We can't burn down ourselves where we cannot operate. We have to come up and be strategic and not emotional. And I tell people this all the way to a divorce court. Don't be emotional, be strategic. So as a people, we have to be strategic and say, what's our next plan to make sure that people stop killing our people and seeing us as less than human. What we have to do, whether it's legislation, whether it's petition, whether it's marching, whether it is, but to do any of that, you got to be whole. And this is what we don't realize is this thing is not just a George Floyd on the neck. This system is on all of our necks.
Yes.
And if we don't recognize that it's all on all of our necks and we are not breathing as a people, we will continue to do the same thing and we will die a slow death as a people. So what we have to do is we gotta stop. We have to stop and say, okay, write it out. First of all, journal it. Release the emotions through stress, tears. If you need to cry, cry, because the stress hormones come out through your tears. Take the time to cry, to hold that stuff in.
What are you tired of crying, no, girl? We've been crying a lot. Selena made a statement earlier. She was like, listen here, I'm tired of our Black men trying and dying. So, you know what I mean? So,
and I'm actually tired of us, because we have a lot of passion in our voice and our demeanor and our personalities, And so when we express that as Black women, they always want to look at us as an angry Black woman, we're just wrong about what we're talking about.
You know what? In 2020, if we don't know who's angry by now, we'll never know.
Okay.
We've seen who's angry. Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you, we have seen a whole bunch of angry Karens
the
and
whole
Kens
world
that we
stopped
want
and we watch the anger.
Love,
okay.
before we go,
it's not black women. It's not us.
So,
Love, before we go, love, we could probably do a whole show with you. There's so much trauma that we need to address, and we might have to bring you back another time, but we can have a full hour because I think our
there's
people
some steps you got to take. Yes,
I would love people to check you out and support you in your virtual counseling session, The Workplace. And I want to thank you for coming by. I know we're going to need you probably after this weekend because it's a big week for Black America. It's a big week for America. And we all can learn a thing or two from you. So thank you.
We're at the crossroads. We're at the crossroads right here.
And I can tell you a strong Black woman queen too.
Yeah.
Because I can tell how powerful you are and your delivery of what you're saying. Like it's very direct and it's very focused. And so I would absolutely absolutely.
Really,
that is so sweet. I am among queens. I honor you all. I am just really honored that you would even see me and embrace me like you are.
Absolutely.
Much love.
Through the phone.
Love
through the screen.
Love, what you do is so needed, especially, and I'm so glad our people are throwing away that old school idea that's taboo to get therapy, and we need self-care is so important. I want to thank Love McPherson for being here. You can find her online at lovemcpherson.com. We're taking a quick break, and we'll be back with more Cocktails with Queens. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. 1 year special anniversary. Make some noise, Queens. We made it through a year, and you know what? It came with lots of ups and downs, emotional moments, but no moment on this show was more emotional than this one.
It's coming.
Are you surprised that she's having this reaction, or?
No, I'm not surprised. We kind of been a little bit distant or whatever, so I know she's really surprised because, we've had a little space in our relationship or whatever, but
I just love that moment because it was the first time that ever, I thought I was really doing the right thing, and that shit went all the way left. It was like, oh my God.
We all got cussed out.
Baby, that moment people are still talking about it, child. I was like talking about a surprise and went.
But you know what, for me, I was glad that it happened, not the way that it happened, but I'm glad that it happened because it brought us back around.
Yes.
It's like, you got to take everything that has happened as a grain of salt, like it was supposed to happen. But it brought us back around because I honestly don't know when we would have actually spoken and how far my feelings would have been so hurt and how deep that I maybe would have not recovered. I'm not sure. I don't know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people always say, sisters, they're going to get back together. They always have whatever. No. But we've never had anything. Like, never, ever. So this was like, on top of my feelings hurt, it was a shock because it was like, oh, we don't have this. What's going on? Who's puppeteering us behind this?
Lisa Ray, are y'all cool now? Have y'all spoken since? Are y'all cool now?
We absolutely have. And she had her birthday party in Atlanta last weekend. And Judy actually called me to invite me, and she said, you need to be here. This is a surprise birthday party for your sister, and I know that she would love to see you. And we haven't seen each other for over a year, and so it was very emotional. It was a Coming to America theme. And so, of course, I had my white on with a big tiger, head right here. You know what I'm saying? I had to represent. My daughter Kai went. My grandbaby Bella Ray went. And we were there as family. And when she saw me and I saw her, it was very emotional. And it did everything else just was nothing. You know what I mean? It was just the love of, oh, my God, I haven't seen you in so long that I missed you. You know what I mean? And that's what it all boils down to.
Simply that.
And that's why we do this show, for real life moments like that. And I'm glad to hear
the tequila this time,
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, that's right. Quick break. When we come back, our game. We're going to end with a game to commemorate our 1 year anniversary. And I'm so glad y'all made up.
Cocktails with the Queens. Okay, Claudia, Vivica, Lisa, Ray, Selena, y'all are out here killing it. Of course, y'all made it to a year. Congratulations. I'm loving watching y'all, kikiing with y'all, laughing with y'all. I expect you.
Awesome. Pretty lady. She's so gorgeous.
And they have a show on Bravo, the chat room. I like to say that their show was inspired by Cocktails with Queens. Is that fair to say?
Of course.
All right, Queens, before we go, I'd like to get your predictions or futures. I'm going to call this game Name the Queen. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to name the queen and you say who's most likely to. Okay, name the queen who's most likely to get into a celebrity Twitter war.
Vivica. Claudia.
Vivica.
And Claudia.
Oh, Claudia. Right.
Okay.
Right. Claudia.
Name the queen who's most likely to have a highly publicized romance.
Lisa Ray.
Lisa Ray.
Yeah.
No. I know y'all want to know, but nope.
Name the queen is most likely to get trolled for something they said on this show.
You.
Lisa Ray.
And who's the queen most likely to run for public office and win?
Claudia.
Selena.
Well, maybe Vivica, you and I, we can be running mates and we can go ahead and take this thing.
Of course.
All right. I want to thank Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson, Vivica A. Fox for being here tonight and for a great first year. Thank you so much, ladies.
Yes.
1 year down, many more to go. Stick around because Fox Soul's Deals is up next and then later with Liam. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Bye, America.
Happy anniversary, ladies.